What is up, guys? Welcome back to Zachary Reality. I'm your host, which you guys know, Zachary Reality. We're back today for a bonus podcast slash interview slash recap. I'm going to be breaking down the newest episodes of Perfect Match on Netflix, episodes 5 through 8. And I brought a special guest to help me break it down. We're going to get her take on a few things. It is Rae Williams from the Ultimatum. Rae, welcome back to the channel.
So happy to be here.
I know, I'm so happy you're back. The last time you were here was maybe like 6-7 months ago. It was right after the Ultimatum. I was grilling you, getting all the tea about what went down, but now it's going to be a little bit more relaxed because we're going to talk about Perfect Match. So you're not in the hot seat for the most part this time. Does that work with you?
Absolutely. I'm so excited.
So Perfect Match just dropped a batch new of episodes. We're going to get into it, but what's going on with you? You're in Austin, you're bartending. Like, what's the tea? I also just saw you. We have to tell them. I just saw you a couple months ago.
Yes. I had so much fun going out with you. We definitely need to do that again. I'm currently working as a 911 operator, actually, like working with first responders. So that's what I've been doing for work. And I love it. But I always bartend on the side. So
Yeah. And when I was in Austin, I was there for like a weekend. It was Thanksgiving. Yeah. You took me out on the town and I fell in love with the city. I had so much fun.
Austin loves you. So you need to come back.
Oh my God. I want to come back for South by Southwest. Have you ever been to that?
Yes, I have. It's crazy. It's hectic. There's a lot of people from all over the US and internationally. If you can make it out here, come out here and I will get you a drink.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm going to look into it because I remember it last year being a big thing. And I'm like, whoa, I have to come back. Because when I was in Austin, it was kind of dead because it was Thanksgiving. So it felt like a lot of people left town.
Yes.
Okay. So Perfect Match. The show is pretty good. Your ex is on it, so let's just get that out of the way. What was your reaction to finding out that he was going on it? Did that bother you? I mean, I know you just ran into him too a couple months ago.
Yeah, that was a mess. I already knew that he was going to be on the show after we filmed the Ultimatum. They talked about having me, Jake, Zay, and April on the Perfect Match. I think ultimately it was just more Zay's vibe. They went with him. I think if I had actually been casted for season 1 at the same time as him, that would have just been a mess because him and I just can't seem to get along. So, but just seeing him on the show, it wasn't a shock. It was right after we filmed the Ultimatum. So for people who are commenting that he seems off or he seems weird, we had just finished that really stressful filming of the Ultimatum and he was going through our breakup at the time. So yeah, definitely was probably a stressful time for him.
Yeah, it's interesting which crossovers they're putting on the show because I know a few other people in the Netflix world that were up for Perfect Match that didn't end up making the cut. And it would have been interesting to see other exes on the show. We're getting Fran and Damien, we're getting Mitchell and Chloe, but I feel the really toxic breakups, maybe Natalie and imagine they brought Natalie on, that would have been crazy.
I would have loved to see Natalie on. And then for season 2, I know this is super messy, but I would love to see Cole and Senna dating in the house.
Oh my God.
That's a toxic ex matchup that I would love to see as far as Love is Blind people goes. But yeah.
I think they'll do a season 2, but I think they should do new people too. Maybe 10 OGs and then 10 new people or 15 and 15.
Yeah, I agree.
But that's a good idea. And then we're going to get Love is Blind season 4 and then the Ultimatum season 2 eventually will come. Maybe they can get a Selling Sunset girl on there.
Yeah. I like when they had the Selling Sunset girls go on there. A lot of people were commenting saying that Anne Sophie got the shitty end of the stick. And I kind of agree, as far as Zay and Chase and Calvin. I don't know if she would have been better off choosing Calvin. He was only there for a little bit. People have been messaging me so much about her and Zay's interaction and stuff like that. I think she's a gorgeous girl, but I know that she's just not Zay's type. Zay's type is definitely more Savannah or Francesca, but I was cringing when it was just them two at the end of the night. He was well, all right, it's me and you. I was he definitely could have played that off a little bit better. But yeah, definitely justice for Anne Sophie. We knew she needs another.
Her and Colony from Selling Tampa, not Selling Sunset. They were both fabulous. But there was a few people who came in for a second and then there wasn't enough time. But what was the shade thrown at you? Were you referenced in some type of way?
People just kept mentioning to me that Francesca, I guess Zay and Francesca were flirting at one point, and she was oh, is it a red flag that I like girls like your ex did. And I was like, that's weird. I didn't know that they would have known that I was bi at that point because obviously the ultimatum hadn't aired yet. So I guess they was just on the island, like telling people that I liked women and saying God knows what else about the ultimatum. But yeah, basically Francesca just said, "Oh, is it like a red flag?" Which I don't understand that. And then I guess his intro said Rayless and Bayless or something like that. So I don't know.
Okay, well, that's probably like the show's doing, but there is some bisexuality happening because Abby and Francesca linked up in the most
Yes.
previous episode. Do you think if you were on the show, you would have linked up with like one of the girls or one of the guys?
I definitely would be open to dating one of the girls if I was casted on The Perfect Match. I love seeing Francesca and Abby together. And I also love seeing Carousel talk about her being bisexual as well. Like, I love the representation. I'm here for it.
I think in the teaser, Carousel and Francesca were making out.
I am definitely going to stay tuned to see that because I wonder how Joey is going to react to that. That was the other thing that shocked me at the beginning of the episodes was like whenever Joey came on and then it was like, oh yeah, he used to hook up with Francesca. I was like, and then also Carousel, I was like, no offense to Joey, like I'm sure he's like a great guy, but I was just like looking at the girls, I was like, wow, like he pulled, like he got that's go Joey.
Well,
like,
Joey is like really nice. Like if you follow him on social media, you can see that he's like old school Italian, like he puts out like positive vibes. And
yeah,
guys who are that nice, like can pull hot girls.
he just has like that good energy for sure.
Yeah, and I think him and Carousel, like it's kind of interesting that they are linking up. So a lot of people are like, why didn't it work out in the real world? Like you have to go here. And now they seem so solid. He asked her to be his girlfriend. I
Yeah.
mean, I think it's possible that they got engaged at the end of the show. And then I think that they called it off already. And I don't think they're together.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, I definitely think it's one of those situations where like when you're filming, you're in a bubble and you just hope that it works out in the real world.
Uh-huh. And I'm telling you, the finale, which will come out next week, they bring
Yeah.
everybody back. And then what happens, like from my understanding, is that everyone will vote which couple they want to win. So all the people who are eliminated all vote for a couple. And I think there's like, maybe there's 3 or 4, maybe 5, probably 3. And I think it's going to be Shane and Chloe,
Okay.
Carousel and Joey. I don't know who else is, maybe Inez and whoever she's with. Dom, is she with Dom?
So I'll probably end up in the top 3 just because everybody seems to really like him. Like no matter who he's paired with, I feel like he might end up maybe getting voted for. At this point, I see Joey and Carousel winning, but I don't know.
Oh, I feel like they would win because like
Yeah.
who else is going to win? It would just would make the most sense since they're the day one couple.
Right.
And we don't like maybe we want like a plot twist or a shock, but I think that most people who watching don't know how the show is going to end and how it works. Like I just know because I have, I talk to a lot of people.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like sharing some tea for everybody to get excited. But I think that most viewers will be shocked to see how everything ends because they didn't explain it in the beginning of the show.
Yeah, because I have no idea how the finale even works or like how the voting works. So I'm definitely excited to watch that and see how it plays out.
Me too, for sure. Let's break down, I guess, some of like the tea and like the challenge. I mean, what do you think of the format and how everything has been? What do you think of the show overall? The challenges, Nick Lachey?
Yeah.
Because this is like a new show.
Yeah, so I love Nick and Vanessa. I think it was fun to see Nick hosting. I think he did a good job. I like the challenges. I just like that it's like a fun show. I like that it's lighthearted. It's not super dramatic. It's just fun. Everybody gets to see their favorites come back. I think the format of the show is great. I guess just like some comments about some of the people like Chase. Oh my God, Chase. When he handed Georgia the rock.
It was cute.
Did production make him do that? I was like, when I was watching that, I was like, where did he get a rock from? Like, why did he think that was a good idea?
Well, I mean, obviously, like, it's not like Chase has like a ring box in the back of his pocket. Like, of course, production gave him the idea and then maybe he found a rock.
The other thing that I was wondering about too was when Francesca and Dom went on their date where they were drinking and they were eating fruit, it seemed really awkward. And I was like, at least to me, I don't know if you thought it was awkward. I was like, were they really that awkward or was that editing or like, what was that? Like,
what was awkward about it?
I don't know. It was just kind of like they just fed each other fruit and then they got up and then they had a kiss and they walked off. Like we didn't really get to see a lot of like their conversation.
Yeah, that's probably just editing because they go on let's say the date's 2 hours, maybe even 4. Like who knows? Right. Like they have to edit it down to like 5 to 7 minutes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I just listened to Francesca. She was on Nick Vile's podcast and she was saying that they only showed like her, maybe not negative, but like they showed her sassy parts, like they were trying to kind of like cast her in a certain way.
I understand that. Yeah.
I mean, I think Francesca is like, she's Netflix reality gold, like, and her dating multiple people is what's like not making the show, because I think a lot of people are making the show. Like there's a lot of interesting relationships and storylines, but of course Francesca's the main character and like it is what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like maybe production could have been pushing her to date different people. I definitely didn't expect Dom to be as emotional as he was when she decided to date Damien, but I get it. I mean, he was focused on her since day one. I love the plot twist of her, you know, linking up with Abby. I've seen Francesca getting like a lot of hate online, and I'm like, guys, it's like a fun, like everybody dates everybody show. I'm like, relax.
But like that's just not everyone like like people like if even if they're hating, like they're doing it in the good fun of the TV show. Like I don't think anyone's like really like calling her like a slut. Like they're just being,
Yeah.
like they're having fun with like hating on her, but like everyone knows she's the most entertaining, like whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm here for her, but I was team Savannah just because like Savannah's my girl. I just had her on my podcast a few days ago to
Yeah.
share her side of the story, and she says she didn't have a boyfriend, but Francesca is still saying that she did. So I'm like, who's lying?
Yeah, I guess I don't know how I would qualify that. It's like when you're in that house, I guess the person that you're partnered with is like your boo for that moment. So it's like, do you have dibs on them for that 24 hours? And then if you're consistently with them, it's like that, it's like your boyfriend like in the house. I don't know how I would handle that situation. I understand why Francesca got jealous. I think that Dom handled it well. Like the way that Dom handled the situation, and he was like, okay, I won't talk to her. I'll come over here and be with you. I would have stuck with Dom just because of that. Like I would have not swapped him out for Damien because Dom was so loyal.
Yeah, he was. But she was saying on Nick's podcast that she had like a history with Damien. So she just felt more
Right.
comfortable with him because they have to sleep together. Like, how awkward was that for you when you had to share a bed with Jake? Like, how many days into knowing him until you guys got shipped into a hotel or whatever, an apartment?
Yeah. So it was after 1 week. We were put into the same bed, but Jake was literally the sweetest. Like he slept in the other room. So we would like
Mhm.
film ourselves like brushing our teeth, getting ready, like getting into bed together. And then he would sleep in the other room until we got more comfortable. Then we shared the bed. But Jake would always like put pillows between us. Like he was such a gentleman. But I can understand why like partying in a house like that with like people with like, like drinking, I would maybe be nervous to go to bed with someone new, or like if I get randomly swapped and paired with somebody else, I could see how that could be like nerve wracking, like showering in there, going to sleep, waking up. Like I'd be nervous. I don't know.
Yeah, like you don't want to share a bed with like a creeper, like especially because there's only so many options and like people couple up
Yeah.
so quickly. So then like the last two or three couples like are the stragglers. Like you kind of just want to go with what you're familiar with and who you can stay on the show with. And Savannah said in our interview that everybody gets paid the same because
Yeah.
they'll all be back for like the final episode or final two episodes or whatever. So they're probably just chilling in a villa in Panama on vacation if they're
Yeah.
not in the thing.
100%. Yeah. Zay tried to fly out one of my friends to Panama during filming.
While he was just like, because he got eliminated so early, so he's just there for like 2 weeks chilling, and he has his
Yeah.
phone.
And then she showed me, and I was like, what the fuck? Even if you're still chilling in the island or the Panama or wherever you're filming it at, you probably still want to stay on the show and like do the challenges and have fun and be with everybody. You don't want to just be off in a hotel room, like twiddling your thumbs all day. So I understand why they didn't want to get eliminated.
But I am assuming that the accommodations are probably like nicer, like they're not quarantined, like they're probably at a resort with a pool and room service, so it's like a free vacation.
And then I guess you could hang out with the other cast that's like not in the house anymore. So that could be fun.
Yeah, but they probably separate them before they go. I would assume that they separate them before they go into the house. Once they get out of the house, then everyone can hang out, because then it would affect the show if they're hanging out
Right.
before the cameras.
Absolutely. Oh yeah. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. They probably have them in like separate areas or something. So,
Okay, can we play a game of Fuck, Marry, Kill, Perfect Match Edition?
oh no. Yeah, we can.
You can give me some too. We'll go back and forth.
Okay.
So for you, I'll go first.
Okay.
Francesca,
Okay.
Abby, and Shane.
Okay, fuck Francesca. I'm gonna have to kill Abby because I don't know her and I haven't really like watched her show like all the way through.
Mhm.
And then marry Shane because like we're friends on Instagram.
Oh, you came into our live once. I think that was my first live with him.
Yeah.
The second one, Shake came in, and then Shayna was there too. It was crazy. But I think I want to plan another one with him like next week to talk about the show if he's down, and like whoever else.
Yeah, you definitely should do another live with him. Okay, I have one for you that also involves Shane. So fuck Mary Kill, Shane, Chase, and Nick.
Oh my God. Well, marry Shane because we're friends. And like I know he's a good person.
Right.
Fuck Chase and then kill Nick.
Love that. I actually just met Nick like last week.
Did you like him?
Yeah, he's really nice.
He is nice. We have some mutuals, but
Yeah.
I don't really know him too well. Okay, let's do one more round.
Okay.
Oh my God, I'm so nervous. The stakes are getting higher.
Oh
Okay.
no.
Bartise,
Okay.
Nick Lachey, and Mitchell, who I think is
But
still a virgin.
if I marry Nick Lachey, I might also marry Vanessa.
That's how you want to look at it.
I don't know Mitchell. Like I don't know anything about Mitchell.
It's just a game.
All right, kill. Oh God. Okay, kill Mitchell because I don't know him. Marry Nick and Vanessa, and then fuck Bartise.
Oh my God. Wait, so I met Bartise like a couple weeks ago. I was at the club with like a few of them. I met Carousel. A few other people were there, but I actually thought he looked like Drake. Like I never thought that on the show, but when I saw him in real life, I was like, wait, you look like Drake? And he actually is really cool. Like he's like normal and nice.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Like somebody commented like, "Oh, he looks better in person." Like I don't know, but yeah.
He looked like Drake. And I was like, have you gotten that before? And he's like, yeah. And like he didn't say it in a cocky way.
Yeah, he's just like, we just look alike.
Yeah. I'm like, wow, like that came out of nowhere.
Can I give you one with like some of the girls?
I mean, you could, but I'm just like not straight, you know?
Okay, let me let me give you another one with the guys. Okay, so let's do fuck Mary Kill. Let's do Zay.
I still have not met him yet.
He's very interesting. Okay, Zay. I'm trying to think like who I haven't named yet. I'm gonna go Damien.
Okay.
Zay, Damien, or Calvin.
Oh gosh. Wow. Well, I guess I would have to like kill Zay because he's the only one I haven't met
Yeah,
and he's your ex.
right.
And like obviously I'm like your friend, but like
Yeah,
I don't know him, so like I'm happy to like say hi, whatever.
yeah.
I guess I would have to fuck Calvin because I think Damien's like the coolest.
Okay, so you'd marry Damien, fuck Calvin, and kill Zay. I like it.
Yeah. Damien's cool too, but I feel like he's whipped by Francesca on the show. And it's just like Francesca is just not there to like date any, like she's just there to have a good time and like own the show. And like it's like these boys and these girls just get feelings for her because she's so alluring,
Yeah,
right?
Francesca is definitely a siren for sure.
What do you mean by that?
Just very seductive. Like I could definitely see how she has like that pull in the house.
She does. Did you watch her on Too Hot to Handle?
I did, yeah.
What was the story? Like, I didn't realize her and Harry got engaged.
What? I didn't know that either.
Maybe it happened after the show. I did not even know that, but she was saying on Nick's podcast that I just listened to that she was engaged to Harry, and then I Googled it. Maybe it happened after the show briefly, but I literally don't know. So let us know in the comments if you're listening, because I have
Wow.
no clue.
I didn't know that. And then also the dynamic between her and Georgia was kind of weird because it was at first Georgia was like, oh, I'm not going to go for Dom because I'm friends with Francesca. And then I remember thinking when I saw that, but didn't she date Harry?
But I think that Georgia and Harry dated after she got back from The Perfect Match, and they might
Right.
still be dating.
No, but what I'm saying is it was like she kind of hesitated at first to date somebody that Francesca had like kind of talked to because she was like, oh, we're friends. But then she went for Harry. So I'm just assuming that Francesca and Georgia must have had like a talk about that. And Francesca must have been like, I don't care. Like you have my blessing, you know?
Yeah, it's definitely like there's like a show off the show, and then there's like the show on the show. And like
Exactly.
I truly believe that like a lot of this is produced and like not scripted, but like I think that the producers are really choosing like who goes on the dates, not the contestants.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they have a choice, but it's like I'm sure that producers are maybe like pushing them in a certain direction or like whispering in their ear or, and then you only have 4 options. So you gotta choose half of like what's on the board. So it's definitely very interesting.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, like everyone's getting paid to be there. So
Right.
you have to do what your boss says, like any normal job. So like it's fun to watch these shows. Like obviously we know a lot more about it than maybe the average viewer, which I think hopefully people who are listening or watching like enjoy like the inside
Yeah,
scoop a little bit. Because
for sure.
I don't watch it like, oh my God, this is so serious, especially because the vibe of the show is so chill. But then Love is Blind and the Ultimatum were so intense. Like, you better get married, you better get engaged or move on.
Yeah, I really, really enjoy watching The Perfect Match just because it's a little bit more like lighthearted. Like, yeah, there's like a little drama here and there, but it's like they're all there to have fun. They're there to do challenges. They're there to be hot. They're there to network. You know what you're tuning in for. You get to see your favorite people. Like, I'm definitely a fan of the show. I really like all the girls that they chose.
I like the cast. I mean, there's plenty of more people I would have loved to see, but if
Yes.
they do a season 2, I would love to see so many people. Would you go on it if they asked?
Actually, yeah, I didn't have the best experience on the Ultimatum, but I think with a show like The Perfect Match, just because it's like more fun and more lighthearted and everybody goes in single, I definitely would be interested in doing that.
Well, season 2 will be messier because season 2 is always messier of every show because especially this is what I noticed with Netflix shows. The first season is the guinea pig season. You're figuring it out. Like Love is Blind season 1 was the guinea pig season. Season 2, Shane, Natalie, like that was fucking madness. And then The Circle season 1, it was so authentic, so real, so deep. Season 2, fucking drama, like crazy shit. Like next season, Perfect Match will be explosive.
I'm excited to see the plot twists and see who they pull from what show. I definitely would love to see more Ultimatum people, more Love is Blind people, and definitely more of like the girls from like Selling Tampa, like these like business like forward women, like with these good jobs. Like I definitely would love to see more pulling from that.
Yeah, maybe they can like amp up the stakes or make the challenges more interesting. I'm sure some people are going to ask like if you know anything about Ultimatum season 2. I know we talked about it last time, but it's still not here and now it's like almost March.
So the way that it's working is there's the queer season of the Ultimatum, which makes my heart so happy, and I can't wait for that to come out. That's going to be, I think, under a completely different like category. It's going to be its own show, and then they're doing another heteronormative season, which is going to be season 2 of the like official Ultimatum. I'm kind of upset because I wish that they had just done it where the queer season was just season 2, and then the second straight season was season 3. So it just streamlines as one thing instead of it being like, hey guys, we gave you your queer show over here in like this category, and then you have the 2 straight seasons. I wish it had been like just the Ultimatum period instead of like the Ultimatum, then the Ultimatum Queer Love. But no matter what, I'm so excited to tune in and watch the queer season and the straight season, and I just can't wait.
Yeah, that's so weird that they're doing that. Maybe they're trying to like have queer in the title to like market it.
Yeah, maybe just so that it can reach the right audience. I don't know. Like I said, I wish it was all under one category, but I'm just glad that we're getting the representation and I can't wait to watch it. And I heard it's better than our season, so we will see.
Yeah, and we'll talk more about it when it gets like closer and stuff. Did you see that April is pregnant?
Yes, I did. I'm so happy for her. I know that it's something that she has wanted for a long time, and I'm definitely excited to see if it's a boy or a girl.
Yeah, she did say that she really wanted it more than anything on the show. So good for her. Is she engaged?
That I don't know.
Me neither. Not that it matters.
Went to the Philippines with her boyfriend to meet her dad. So I'm assuming that, when he was there, he probably met him and asked for his blessing. So if they're not engaged, I'm sure an engagement is coming soon. But yeah, all of us girls had like a talk about like wanting kids and stuff. And like, I think April and I were the two that were like, we really want babies. So like, I'm very happy for her.
Yeah, me too, for sure. And Madeline's pregnant again too, which I think we saw coming. She's like, it just makes sense. Like she's so fertile.
Yeah, she's I actually her and Colby came to my party on Valentine's Day after they had their date night. Obviously they're in mom and dad mode, so they only stopped in for like 5 minutes, but I got to say hi to them, and Colby was like grabbing Madeline and like kissing all over her, and she has her little bump now, and like they're super happy. So it was really good to see them.
We love them. Madeline, I feel like was the most different in real life versus on the show. Like her edit was so fucking different.
Yeah.
It's like crazy.
But yes, I think, I want to say so much. I think Madeline and I both got really bad edits. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay. Well, who do you think's getting a bad edit on Perfect Match? Or like we just don't even take it as seriously?
I think that the show's pretty straightforward.
Me too.
But do I think Francesca maybe got a little bit of a bad edit? Yes. I think that maybe they left out some stuff that I don't know. I think she's the only one that really stuck out to me that I think she could have been, getting like a bad edit.
Yeah, I guess we'll see what happens next week. What is your ideal situation for the ending? Like, how do you want it to end? Who do you want to be the perfect match? Who are you rooting for?
Right now, I am rooting for Joey and Carousel, but someone who I would really like to genuinely find somebody is Inez. And then for the guys, I'd love to see Shane find somebody.
I'm rooting for Shane and Chloe, but the thing is with Chloe is that she lives in the UK. So it's just like, even if her and Shane like try, like it would end up the same way it ended up with Mitchell, where like you can't date someone across the world.
Yeah, like one of them would have to move. And yeah, you always have to think about like taking it out of the house into the real world. Like, would Joey and Carousel do good when it's just them two and then fall apart when they have the distractions, or would they make it work?
I mean, they're both in Los Angeles, so I think they could make it work. Also,
Make it work.
like, do you think that the couple that wins, is it just bragging rights? Like, you're the perfect match, or do you think there's like a cash prize or something, or like a vacation, kind of like they offer you and Jake?
Yeah, I definitely think that there's going to be some sort of like date, prize, vacation, a little cash. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it'll be cash, but I think it's kind of like what you said, maybe like a vacation. Probably that's what I could see them doing.
And then it'd just be like, all right, that's the show. Like, there you
Yeah.
go. I can't wait to see it end and see what happens. So thank you so much for coming on here to recap it with me and chat with me. What else is going on in your life?
Oh my gosh, just working nonstop, like working 40 hours a week, just hanging out with my friends, dating around, been on some really bad dates. And that's been pretty much what's been going on with me. What about you?
What's been going on with me? Well, I'm working for Fox now. So I've been
Love.
covering a lot of their programming. Was just at the Masked Singer. I'll be covering Farmer Wants a Wife. I'm also on a freeform campaign. So I'm covering Love Trip Paris, which is exciting. The podcast, like I feel like I'm getting more interviews now. I'm being consistent. So like every Monday, TikTok, like I feel like I'm like just keeping on growing as like a host and like a social media person, like as I want to, as the plan has always been. It's like always been like this for me.
Yeah.
It's like steady growth every single week.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. But like I was gonna say, like you should put me in the hot seat if you have like any burning questions, like just so my listeners can maybe get to know me a little bit better. Cause like I'm always like in the interviewing.
Yes.
But like if I don't know, like if you have any burning questions, it could be fun.
Like fun questions, like I can just ask anything I want.
Yeah, literally ask me anything. I want people to get to know me better.
Yeah.
But like also like, I'm a host. Like that's my job, that's my passion. So it's not,
Right.
but it's like I feel like it's still important to like share a little bit more about me as well.
When you were partying with some of the people from the Perfect Match, did you flirt with anybody? You don't say who it was, but did you flirt with anybody?
No.
No. Okay, you kept it professional. You were like chatting with them. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Because we cover a lot of dating shows. What is your love language when you're in a relationship? What's your primary love language?
I guess like everything. Like physical touch, gift giving, acts of service. What are all the love languages?
It's physical touch, quality time, words of affirmation, gift giving, acts of service, that type of thing. So
literally everything. But I can't date right now. Like that's just not my MO. Like I'm like I talk, I go out, but like I'm so focused on like my career and saving money. Like I've been in this studio apartment for 3 years. And I want to move into like a 2-bedroom apartment. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm so focused on my goals and like making more money and building my career and like finding doctors. Like I'm turning 26 this year. Like I need insurance. Like I'm doing car payments. Like I'm just trying to grow as an adult and prosper, that like dating is just not, it can't be in my realm right now. The universe doesn't want it. And like, I'm okay with that. And I know that like when it is time, which I feel like maybe it could be in a year or two, like then it will be perfect. But I'm like almost where I want to be. And I think that's what your mid-20s are all about. Like your early 20s. How old are you?
I'm also 26. And I just kind of did the same thing as you with like settling down into like a career job and like figuring life out. So I get that.
These years, I'm turning 26 in a few months. So I'm 25, but like these few years, like I noticed a shift, I think in the past year, where it's just like, it's time to adult, get serious, make money, make big decisions, get insurance. And like, that's just kind of where my mindset is at right now. And I almost feel like once we get over this hump, like 27, 28, 29, like that's where life gets even better. Cause then you're more established and you just like know who you are.
Yes, we're definitely thriving right now. We're going to keep stacking our money and then we're going to be 30 and flirty and thriving before we know it.
Yeah, I don't have like a timeline for my life. Like I don't have to be married by a certain time. Like I don't know if I want to have kids. Like I just know I just have short-term goals and that's kind of what I'm focused on right now. And you can't plan too far ahead because it's just too far away.
Right. But you've been knocking out like all of your goals. So you're just kicking ass. You're doing so good. When I saw I always look at your Instagram and I'm like, oh, he's doing so well.
Thank you. No, honestly, it's been so nice to like have your support and just like your friendship. Like obviously we don't talk all the time, But
Yeah.
like, I love you. And like, I'm so glad that you came back on my channel. And like, I hope that everybody enjoyed listening to this or watching and just got to know us better and got the tea. Like, this is the recap. This is like the after show for the week. And
A
I'm
little
sure you'll
bonus.
a bonus episode. So make sure you guys like and subscribe to my channel, rate and review my podcast. Where can everybody follow you? And I mean, do you have anything you want to like announce or anything exciting coming up that you want to share?
You guys can follow me on Instagram at rae.williams, and I'm also on TikTok. I'll probably start posting on there more again. I've been slacking. I've been
You're
working
good on it. Like you get people like, whoa, because you do the trends and then you're like act all like attitude-y.
Yeah, it's fun. But I'll probably be back on there more. So definitely going to be doing more lives on my TikTok as well.
Okay, amazing. Well, I'm sure we're going to gossip after, but we're going to end the podcast. So everybody, don't forget to subscribe, comment down below your thoughts on Perfect Match. And I'll be back next week, hopefully interviewing a few members of the cast, which will be really exciting. I'll make sure to get the scoop for you guys. We kind of have to wait until the show plays out. And I should be able to interview a few people next week on my channel. So definitely subscribe and stay tuned. And we will see you guys in the next one. Bye.